Hey everybody! Welcome back. Spelunky 2. I had a dream. By the way, we've been playing some pretty good Spelunky. We haven't quite made the dream come to reality. We've come a long way though. Remember when we first unlocked this guy and his hearts are green and we thought that he started poisoned, or like, I think one time I got poisoned on purpose with him, thinking that it would actually give you HP over time. We've come a long way is all I'm trying to say. I don't know why it sounds like the start of a Rodney Dangerfield bit. I'm just trying to say we've come a long way. I mean, I used to have milk in my cereal, but we didn't have a bowl. It just poured right into my hands. I mean, I'm telling you, you know, Rodney Dangerfield, Rodney Dangerfield. Rodney Dangerfield. No, I had a dream last night that, you know, there's all these celebrity boxing matches. I had a dream that Dan and I concocted a 12-round battle in Spelunky to try to capitalize on some of the hype. Now, admittedly, it doesn't really make sense because it's not boxing. But it was like, you know, it's the same format as boxing, like a round-based system of combat. You know, maybe we can try to make that dream a reality once Daniel and I get a little bit more free time after the holidays. I don't know how you would... the way I was thinking about it, and I'm just thinking out loud here, but you could do like 12 dailies. Person with the highest score on each daily wins. Then again, this may never come to fruition. I'm just saying, like, I should stop proposing projects just because, like... To be straight up 100% honest with you, I'm like so tapped on time. I have like, especially as these Spelunky videos have started to get a little bit better for once. I'm just like so tapped, but yet, you know, maybe it's a good thing. My brain, despite being tapped, still goes like, hey, you know, it'd be sick. You know, it would really get people out of their seats. Just a simple 12-day project. Hey, it's just one more video a day for 12... anyway, yeah, I'm not really asking for operational help. I just want... This is the kind of feedback where I just want you to be like, yeah, that sucks. You know, I don't want you to actually try to find a solution to the problem. I just want you to be like, oh, sweetie. Hold on. We are definitely going to get... not the Kapala. We're definitely going to get the Ujjayi. In my defense, they are pretty closely named. We may have to use our final rope to do it. And I'm telling you, I just continue to be more and more vindicated. We got plenty of time. I continue to be more and more vindicated by the Matic purchases. You know, so often I have been like, oh, I don't want a Matic because it's just like one more thing to hold. Nah, man. You got to see it like, you know, wedding vows. To have and to hold. For richer or poorer. In poison or in lots of HP. To have and to hold. Wait a minute, I forget the rest of them. I had a more kind of... It was more of a legal ceremony than like a symbolic ceremony. So, basically, a woman in a pantsuit was like... Do you both recognize that you will be legally held responsible for one another's debts henceforth from the joining of this union? And we were like, oh yeah. And then they were like, you may now kiss the bride or whatever. You know, you could, if you just wanted to not, that's cool too. I'm just, you know, really, we're just here to sign some paperwork. It was nice, honestly. We're at 32,500 gold. We're one idle delivery away from the Kapala. We have problems though. Every run, you know, everything in Spelunky has a trade-off, right? What's the trade-off right now? Well, until we got those ropes, we were light on resources. Those ropes actually help out quite a good deal. Don't solve the potential problems we could have been having, but certainly, like, it's not a bad thing. We should take advantage of the Matic as well. You always want to take advantage of the Matic. You know, I know that's kind of obvious, but sometimes it's easy to just be like, ah, let's just get the heck out of town, you know? We don't need a single gem. And you don't. But, you know, a single gem is not really like a single gem, you know? I'm not gonna throw the turkey away for a gem, though. Like, it's never a single gem. It's like a single gem per strata, you know? And the further you go down on the strata, the more you lose by not getting in. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, Monty, just relax, okay? Like, I'm not worried about you just yet. Sometimes I gotta relearn the controls on the turkey. I will say, though, I do think that Dan and I would be a pretty even match in Spelunky 2. Why am I doing it this way? We didn't get hit. I'm a god. I've been watching him play a little Spelunky 2. I don't watch that much YouTube, but occasionally, you know, during dinner I'll put something on. Watching him play some Spelunky 2, we're at like the exact same point in the game. Although he has accomplished, you know, a couple of feats that I have not. I think I've gotten maybe a little bit further in this, like, arrow of light path than he has so far. I think we're close. He makes some plays that legitimately impress me. And I'm probably, like, out of anybody, you know, in our group, I'm probably the most openly critical of Daniel's acumen in video games, because it does come back to bite me sometimes when we have a punishment for Gex, and let's just say, for example, he has his headphones on backwards while we're playing, you know, a hardcore battle royale. But I gotta say, he's impressed me. Just chill. So the ghost pot's up at the top. I don't think this Matic is long for the world. That's okay, though. 45,000 already. Having spent, like, 7 as well. Pretty good position. Pretty good position. Just gonna take it slow. Because are we going to kill Quillback? The odds are low. I would suggest that we're not looking at a high percentage chance of that. Probably also not gonna grab the ghost pot, but we'll see. Okay, the Matic broke. Actually, maybe we will grab the ghost pot now. Now, this is also, like, just about the only way things can go wrong. Is by carrying something. At least it's the only way right now that things can go wrong instantly. Is by carrying something that, if it breaks, will cause us to have to speed through the level. And also, alternatively, if it breaks on top of our face, we will go down to 1 HP with no means to get more. Obviously, you know my strat. Tend to prefer going to the black market first. I can't believe how seamless that was. I can't believe how easily that worked. Even if we get the black market super fast, we're gonna be, like, in Pog City, dude. Okay. Because we're already at, I mean, we're gonna be at, like, 70 grand by the end of this floor, which is really, really good, to be honest. And then on top of that, I mean, probably more than 70 grand now that I look at it. I don't know what to say, man. Some days you just wake up. I don't know why I thought I could walk into that enemy. That's good timing, because I was starting to get a little full of myself. Some days, though, you just wake up and, you know, you don't even know you're a god gamer until your hands touch the controller. Which, for me, because I'm a professional, usually I would say, you know, I wake up, I drink 40 sips of water out of my hands from the kitchen sink until I feel like I want to hurl. And then I hop on the exercise bike that's in my bathroom. It's a very niche reference. It's a reference to a profile of the CEO of Peloton that was in, I think it was in the New York Times this weekend. Of course, I don't, like, read that stuff to get inspired. I read that stuff to be like, hey, these guys are always kind of weird. Let's see what this guy's unique brand of weirdness is. Hey, I gotta tell you, for anybody that's not familiar, Peloton, they make exercise bikes, and they had, I mean, they're pretty well known for a number of reasons. One of which is, that the bikes are pretty expensive, for sure. you know, like 4 figures, I think. Maybe even like mid 4 figures, like 3 or 4 grand. Now I will say, is that very expensive by exercise bike standards? Yeah. It comes with some extra value propositions. You know, you get like, there's basically an iPad hooked up to it that you can stream like live classes from a variety of different instructors. And I hope it doesn't sound like I'm instantly coming across as negative, because I actually think like my dad has like I wouldn't call it a knockoff, but he has like a fast follow Peloton made by Bowflex, and he talks my ear off about it. Like, literally every time I see him. He's like, you gotta get either a Peloton or a Bowflex bike. And I'm like, Dad, I get it. Quarantine and fatherhood are hitting me hard, okay? But no, he loves it. Bro. Okay, well, like, I'm only mad because I feel like you didn't have to drop the turkeys off, like, cooked into Yang's domicile. But we kind of have to murder him. Even if this results in our death. Because otherwise, isn't he gonna be an angry boy when we get to the, the black market? I think he will be. But anyway, the other thing about Peloton that's very noteworthy is they had an ad. Let me caffeinate here. They had an ad that went viral, like, right around last holiday season. Where, and you may know it, it's become known as like the Peloton wife ad, where like a wife is journaling like on her YouTube channel, like the fact that her husband got her a Peloton for Christmas and she's stoked. And then she's like, up at the crack of dawn to use the Peloton. And like, I get the reason that people were upset by the ad, like the reason that it was dunked on. Because it's like, you know, I don't know how to say this without, I mean, it's not, I'm not even trying to be controversial. But it does, it's a gift. There's no bow, Derek. It's a gift that also carries kind of like a message, right? Like if somebody got you an exercise bike for Christmas, I suppose it's very easy to look at that and be like, you're calling me fat, right? It must be down here. I'll use bombs to get it if I gotta. And I think I'm gonna have to. We got very lucky. Like 4 tiles lucky. But I talked about it with Kate, like, she watched the ad and she was like, I don't get why people are dunking on this Peloton ad, and I was like, thank you. It's easy to make fun of, don't get me wrong, but also if somebody got me like a, you know, multi-$1,000 exercise bike for Christmas and was like, hey, I care about your health, I would probably be like, sick. I wouldn't be like, oh, give me some Blu-rays instead. Anyway, but I understand, you know, I recognize, let's put it this way, I recognize that, you know, this is a why are you booing me, I'm right sort of situation. So this is like, we're gonna sacrifice a lot on this floor to try to get the... Okay, that was a little spicy. Well, we're gonna sacrifice a lot on this floor just in a variety of different ways to try to get all the advantages at our disposal. Might take a bit here, but just work with me. Obviously, we want to sack Monty. Obviously, we want to buy boots. Honestly, I would have loved glasses on the Moon Challenge. Anyway, I'm only now realizing that I didn't finish the bit. Okay, so what's the bit? Well, like, the guy from Peloton was talking about how, like... That's not gonna do it. That's gonna do it. He remembers, like, reading at some point that, like, you know... The key to being productive is to hydrate as soon as you wake up, so the first thing that he does is go to his bathroom sink and drink 40 gulps of water, like, from the sink into his hands. It's just one of those things where you're like, you just can't be normal, right? Like, I don't think you can be, like, a normal CEO. The rest of this guy's profile was completely, he was like, I love my kids, and I take them to soccer practice, and, you know, we live in a quadrillion-dollar penthouse in the Upper East Side of Manhattan. All very relatable stuff. There's just this one part where you're like, hey, this guy is like so aggressively normal for being insanely wealthy that you just know like some weird stuff's coming down the pipe, and he's like, yeah, I drink out of the bathroom sink like a dog in the morning. Those were his words, not mine. He said, I do it until I feel like I want to hurl. You know, they've invented like glassware. You know, they invented cups a long time ago, really. I don't even know, probably like, you know, well before history started to be recorded, they had cups and mugs and etc. Anyway, so that's that. That's the Peloton CEO. But again, you know, lest you think I was being too positive towards Peloton, I was in the end using this as a bit to kind of dunk on the CEO, so we can still stand in solidarity with one another. At least it's the way I choose to look at it. Obviously, we definitely do want to get the Child of the Forest. We're not gonna win that. Just give it a sec. We're not gonna win that. No. Okay. Oh, for the love of God, just put a bomb on it. This is outrageous. Are you kidding me, man? You don't feel that? You don't feel like an impending sense of doom? But yes, okay, yep, that's fair. The flip side of that is that I really, you know, if Kate got me a Peloton, I definitely would not react like, oh, you're saying I'm chubby? I would be like, thank you for this sweet bike. But again, I don't know, there's other dynamics at play. I participated in the dunking as well, just because it was an easy opportunity to farm some jokes for laughs. And it's like, you know, in League of Legends, just because, like, the opponent sets up a last hit for you, that doesn't mean you don't take it, you know, just because, like, oh, you made a mistake, you know? Of course you take it. Need all the help you can get in that game. Sorry, they're not called last hits in League. I believe they're called CS. It's creep score. Look it up, sweetie. Anyway. Nope. Just frightened. Just modestly frightened. There we go. There we go. How many boomerangs are over there? How many bodies are over here, dude? Sorry, I'm figuring out how deep I want to go into the Peloton bit. Because I'm like, yeah, it's a really expensive exercise bike. Exercise, you know, on a metabolic level, I don't feel like it's changed that much, you know, since the dawn of, you know, Homo sapiens as a species. Wow, what a terrible shop. On the other hand, anytime someone's like, you know, I wouldn't pay, you know, more than 75 cents for this, I'm always like, okay, why don't you just, like... I hate to be the guy who's like, oh, but you have a smartphone, you know? But, like, why do you pay so much money for your cell phone? You know, when you could just use a landline, which are insanely cheap right now, for obvious reasons. And then on top of that, this will be black market, by the way. You could just use, like, you could go to the library and use their computers at the... You know, like, people actually have, like... And I'm not going to make any friends with what I'm about to say. But people will actually have, like, you know, $4,000 gaming computers. But they're like a $12 a month gym membership? No thanks, I'll just run outside. Maybe I'm begging the question, but... You're just chilling here, by the way. We're just chilling. We know that there is a black market in the vicinity. I believe it's actually, like, up here. Closer to here? Is it? Hold on. I'm dumb, and I'm dead. That's what I get for standing Peloton. What happened? It was a great run, and I got distracted. Not with the Peloton stuff, okay? I got distracted being like, I need to find the exact location of the black market. I should have just let it linger like a Cranberries song a little longer, but that's okay. It was a nice 20-minute warm-up, and honestly, we played pretty well, at least through the start of that. It got a little fuzzy as time went on. I was walking into spikes more often than I should. The banter sectors of the brain took over. You ever have, like, my grandma had this exercise bike when I was growing up, but the exercise bike was, like, completely manual. Like, it had no electronic components whatsoever. It was basically just, like, a wheel, and then it felt like it was on sandpaper. Run. I can't believe it worked. I can't believe it didn't work. And then you, like, adjusted the... I guess it must have had, like, almost a vice on the wheel, you know, like a squeezing device. And then there was a little knob on the handlebars, and the more you turned the knob, the more friction it would apply to the wheel to make it turn harder. Or to make it harder to turn, I should say. We've come a long way. There's no doubt about that. We have definitely come a long way with respect to... please don't hurt the shopkeeper with this. We curved the arrow. With respect to exercise equipment. Oh, no, but it was so good, too. Okay, I'm alive, baby. I am alive. Donkey. Okay, I will take this again. Oh, I'm dumb, but also that's okay. So we definitely still do want the jetpack. In fact, I'm kind of willing to risk it all for the jetpack, to be straight up. Donkey. What does risk it all mean? In this context, risk it all means smash this ghost pot like it's a YouTube like button for this episode and do this. Now, I recognize we're a little light on HP. I'm not really trying to... No, that was like the one thing I was gonna say we don't want to have happen. It must be there. Let's just embrace failure on that one. Almost wanted to tear up a little bit there. Just like, come on, man. I'm trying my best. How did you... Oh, you've been hit by this before. You're making me feel like, the bullet ball guy from America's Next Great Invention. You know, I have my invention. Sorry, I shouldn't make fun of that. This guy's an American hero. Also, an ancient, just a positively ancient meme. Oh, it's already fired. For all the trouble we went through there, it had already fired. Oh my god, it's just like a collection of arrows down at the bottom. Anyway, long story short, I don't own a Peloton. However, if somebody from Peloton is watching this and you wanna... just give me one for free. Dude, I would not say no. Let's put it that way. Okay, race to the finish. God, he's good. Like, how much could it cost to manufacture one of those things? You couldn't just break me off a slice? Anyway. I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't know where the bit has gone. I don't know where it's going. And I don't know what I'm gonna do when it supposedly gets there. Yo! Come on, man. Just, I mean, it's still fine, but it continually just complicates the situation a little bit. We're also basically broke, which is not the end of the world. Just trying to see if there might be another way we can get back up. And we are about to get one step of the Kapala ladder, but I wouldn't necessarily look to any more than that. The struggle for me right now, I think, is really just remembering, like, hey, you're only 24 minutes into the video. I mean, it's actually kind of like a long way, but it's still early enough That there's no reason to just, like, do badly, when instead you could do well. I really thought... I mean, I guess it really could have gotten me up there. Same situation. Let's do it right this time, though. Oh, baby! But I gotta use a rope just to get back up here, though. Do we even have the ability to get back to the altar, then? I don't think so. Okay, but there was a shop at some point. If you cook a bomb just right, you should be good. I'm willing to risk it all. I'm willing to risk it all. Alright, but then how am I gonna get up there? What if I just throw him? Alright, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna start to do some speedruns. Clearly, like, just dying on our first real attempt has thrown a little monkey wrench into the old cerebral cortex. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna caffeinate, we're gonna give it a good college try on some speedruns. What's important on a speedrun? There's the thing I like about a speedrun is when a video's like not doing what you want it to do, a speedrun is kind of like double or nothing. Like, it only takes one win in order to salvage all the badness that you had. And I say badness, but you know, this is like a very famous line that Jason Lee said in the 2001 Cameron Crowe film, Vanilla Sky. The sweet isn't as sweet without the sour. I think that's definitely true in Spelunky 2. You know, everybody loves the runs where you get a new personal best, but the sweet isn't as sweet without the sour. Sometimes you gotta learn how to fall before you can learn how to crawl. And are you gonna doubt me on that one? That's kind of like, you know, if anything, that's what I'm an expert in right now. Not so much like learning how to fall, but rather watching, you know, my child learn how to sit down. We have 4,000. We basically can buy nothing. Oh god! No, that's like so horrible. Alright, alright. I don't know, man. I feel like there's some days I'm not that bright to begin with. He said, waiting for compliments to rush in. But there's days where I definitely feel like slower than normal with the old cerebral processing capabilities. Maybe today's one of those days. Again, I joked about it before, but it's kind of hard to know until you're in it. I will say, I was talking to some friends of mine last night, is what I would say if I had any friends to plausibly start this bit with. No, I was thinking to myself last night, I don't think there's any doubt that the smartest you could possibly be is the smartest person in the world. Do you ever think like the second smartest you could be is just very, very, very dumb? And I know you're gonna say, what is this bit? This bit is a play on the classic bit that, like, maybe being a little bit more oblivious to the world is actually like the easiest recipe for ignorant happiness, I guess. Because I was thinking, like, I'm not miserable. I'll tell you like the exact context that I was thinking of it in, okay? Now, and it's kind of shrouded in rudeness, I suppose, when I phrase it this way, but I was thinking about the fact that, like, so much of the, and I say this half self-aware, I guess, so much of the stress that I get from being a streamer is from really just not being smart enough to recognize that the smart thing to do is keep my mouth shut in some situations. But I'm not a controversial guy, but I can't help to make like a joke that just sort of pushes the line from time to time, or like, you know, something that when I think of it in my head, I'm like, I know that there are people in chat that are gonna be like, this ain't it, chief, but I'm still gonna say it just because I think it'll be funny to court that reaction. And then, like, you know, I say something, let's just call it stupid, and then, like, 50 people in chat are like, that's stupid, and I'm like, why would they say something like that, you know? So I'm not Like, what I was basically saying is, and again, this is kind of like a very conceited way to look at it. But I wish I could be one of those streamers who's just like, you know, when they play the game, they're just a pog factory in the sense, like, their whole branding is just like they're playing the game Spider-Man, and then whenever Spider-Man shows up, they're like, whoa, that's Spider-Man! And people are like, this is the greatest entertainment I've ever seen in my life. This seems bad. Like, I wish that I could do that, but honestly, I think I'm just the, like, let's not call it the least optimal combination, but I do sometimes feel like I'm like a suboptimal combination of clever but also dumb. If that makes sense. So I'm like, let me put it this way. It's like, if I was smarter, I think I would just keep my mouth shut more often. I would think of clever things and then keep them to myself. And then, you know, just keep the chat like a positive, like good vibes only sort of experience. That being said, I also think that that would compromise a lot of my watchability. So maybe I'm lamenting, like, you know, the core conceit of the reason people watch my channel, which is, you know, some kind of erudite discourse, sometimes unfounded, but never from a position of, you know, malevolence or mean-spiritedness. You know what I mean? I'm not really complaining about my my lot in life. I'm happy where I am, but there are definitely some times where, like, you know, maybe I had a rough day with chat or something like that, and then I like go to Twitch to see what other people are playing, and some dude's just playing Miles Morales, and he's like, "Whoa, dude, that's Spider-Man," and people are like, "I love this stream," and I'm like, "Man, I gotta take a page out of that playbook." Speaking of playbooks, though, I mean, this is not like a book. This is like a short story. It's so fast. Aha. Okay, I'm slowing down. We have to choose what we're gonna do here. I think we're gonna use one of our very few bombs to make it through there. We must also acknowledge, is something great here? Not great enough. We must also acknowledge we don't really have the means to kill Tiamat right now. I feel like maybe from speedrun standards, I'm underestimating the value of having a shotgun. So, like, killing a shopkeeper, that's not the way to the next level. Killing a shopkeeper obviously is gonna slow you down, or at least has a high percentage chance to slow you down just by necessity. Because you're gonna have to deal with the shopkeepers on every floor. However, yeah, not my finest move. How did that not trigger the trap there? Maybe it could also, in some ways, speed you up. In ways that I have not considered to this point. So we don't even need to talk about the fact that that was obviously just, like, incredible. I may be... You know what? I think I'm just more well... Oh, God, I forgot you can't whip those guys. I may just be more well-suited to the speedrun way of living. Always considered myself kind of a speedrunner in training. Help me? Okay, we're going down, actually. My mistake. Let's go. Okay, we're at 6 minutes. We gotta get through Neo Babylon. Usually not easy. Just go. I will say there's something almost like just magical about going fast as well. Like, I think going fast, like, it heightens your senses. Because you gotta be faster, you just do it faster. Or you die, you know what I mean? It's like boot camp, said by someone who has never done boot camp in their life. But I think, you know, in boot camp, don't you just kind of like, you know... You either just get fitter, because you can't help but get fitter, doing 1,000 push-ups a day and eating that Sodexo cuisine. Or alternatively, you abscond in the middle of the night. Take these broken wings and learn to fly. Hey! Is that the X? That's not the exit. Wait a minute. This isn't my world. So for all the optimism that there may or may not be surrounding this run right now, we do have, like, a problem. The main problem that I can see is we got one bomb. How are we gonna kill Tiamat? I don't even know, like, what you do to Tiamat if you don't. And we gotta be fast as well. I don't know, just throw the body of this Yeti at her over and over. Can I get some good bubbles, please? Just bubbles that allow me, bro. Like a bubble that allows me to go here, for example, and then fall here and get killed. Either way, like, I'm pretty impressed with our ability to get to Tiamat, just to be clear. I'm sure you could probably whip her. Help. I mean, as of right now, we're definitely doing nothing. Could you, like, blow up her chair or something? I lived. So you really, like, you get in there for, like, one whip and then run? We're gonna die. Dude, I don't know. Maybe we won't. Maybe we won't. We died. Either way, it was fun. I had a fun time. If you enjoyed it, please do click the like button. Helps out a great deal. And, of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. For now, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. See ya! We're close.